This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
8:45, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Niranjan Abesundara. Sri Lanka and the United Kingdom enhance bilateral relations. Elections Commission says application should be forwarded for voter registration before the 15th of next month. Minister of Health says 1,420 more persons were tested positive for the coronavirus today. Limited train and bus service will be operated after the travel restriction is lifted on Monday. The government say the COVID vaccination program has been carried out successfully in the country. In world news, Japan gets ready to lift the state of emergency. The Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and the UK Minister of South Asia and the Commonwealth, Lord Tariq Ahmed, have agreed to explore avenues to boost bilateral ties between the video call recently. They welcome the multifaceted nature of the bilateral engagement between Sri Lanka and the United Kingdom in a wide range of areas of mutually beneficial cooperation. Mr. Gunawardena and Lord Ahmed discussed existing cooperation between Sri Lanka and the UK in trade, investment and also climate change and sustainable development, scientific and technical cooperation and the COVID-19 mitigation. Sri Lanka's progress in reconciliation and economic development, the 2021 UK Climate Change Conference and cooperation in the Commonwealth were among other issues taken up for discussion during the call. The Minister of Health says 1,420 more persons were tested positive for the coronavirus today. All new cases have been associated with the New Year COVID-19 cluster. This brings the total number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country so far to 236,833. At statistics, 34,960 virus-infected persons are currently being treated at designated hospitals and treatment centres across the island. Meanwhile, recoveries count moved up to 109,393 today as 2,134 patients were under medical care for the coronavirus return to normal. According to official data, the COVID-19 death toll now stands at 2,480. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get your EPF loan information and service details via SMS from HDFC Bank.
State Minister Naraka Godeheva says the government is taking measures to implement the development work continuously amidst the economic challenges due to the COVID pandemic. He also stated that massive development programs have been carried out in the country. Ms. Dilmu Amadagama said the plans have been made to operate limited bus services at the provincial level after lifting of travel restrictions. Limited rail and bus service will be operated according to health guidelines. He also stated that buses for essential duties will be operated during the next few days. Army Commander Chaman Silva said that people should act under health guidelines, although travel restrictions are lifted on Monday. It is compulsory to follow health guidelines. The government say the COVID vaccination programs have been carried out successfully in the country. At present, more than 2.4 million people have been vaccinated with the first dose of the vaccine. More than 787,000 people obtained 2 doses of the vaccine. The government aims to provide vaccine for nearly 6.5 million people by the end of this year. The government has allocated 98 billion rupees to import the vaccines and has spent more than 300 billion rupees for the eradication of COVID-19 pandemic. The government says 5.2 million COVID vaccines will be imported during the next month. Out of this, 2.2 million doses of the vaccines are to be imported this month. Chair of the State Pharmaceutical Corporation, Secretary Dr. Prasanna Gunasena said it is expected to provide the Pfizer vaccine as a substitute for the second dose of AstraZeneca. And that ends local news for now.
Now, get your EPF loan information and service details via SMS from HDFC Bank. Wherever you are, being a state and private sector employee, to obtain EPF loan information and service details, just send a SMS mentioning EPF space, name and region to 0718 800 999. HDFC Bank, the bank for your home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Elections Commission says application should be forwarded for the voters register before the 15th of next month. Relevant specimen forms should be submitted to the Commission through the Government Iladari before the due date. Persons who complete 18 years of age by the 1st of June and the persons who have changed their address and the persons whose name is not included in the register can apply for the voter registration. That was the main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
On to Watchlight. The government has provided 4,600 metric tons of fertilizer to be distributed among farmers in the Nuwara district at a concessionary price. Several complaints have been received that these stocks of fertilizer were taken from some persons by submitting false information in order to sell at higher prices. Mr. C.B. Rathak has advised the DIG Nuwara, Commissioner of Agrarian Services and the Consumer Authority to apprehend the persons concerned. That came to in Watchlight. On to world news. Japan gets ready to lift state of emergency. Setback of EU in legal fight with AstraZeneca. Value of €350 oil paintings found in wayside container. Coronavirus state of emergency is ending in Tokyo, Osaka and other prefectures tomorrow, although it will remain in effect in Okinawa. In most places, it's being replaced by intensive quasi-emergency measures. But many people are worried that easing of restrictions could spark another surge of cases. The move comes as the pandemic continues to overshadow the upcoming Olympics. Tokyo Governor Koike Riko has cancelled public viewing events planned for the Games by the metropolitan government. The EU has lost a legal battle in Brussels to force Anglo-Swedish drug maker AstraZeneca to supply 100 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine by the end of June. It went to court last month after the company delayed shipment of the vital vaccine, having originally committed to supply 300 million doses by the same date. However, the EU demand was not satisfied by the judge in Brussels. But the judge did impose a deadline on AstraZeneca to supply the doses to the EU over the summer or face hefty fines. German police have issued an appeal for information after two valuable 70th century paintings were discovered dumped in a roadside container. All paintings are believed to be a Dutch artist Samuel van der Hogen and Italian Pietro Bellotti, police said. A man found the paintings at a motorway service station on the A7 south of Würzburg in Bavaria last month. He handed them to the police in the city of Cologne. No one has claimed the artwork as yet. And back to the headlines of the world news. Japan gets ready to lift the state of emergency. Setback for EU in legal fight with AstraZeneca. Velvet and video paintings found in wayside container. Development news. The government has allocated nearly 693 billion rupees to implement development projects for this year. 24 large-scale development projects have already been implemented. These projects will be implemented under 41 ministries. That came to in development news. On to sports news. The National Olympic Committee of Sri Lanka has agreed to sponsor the beach volleyball women's teams for the year 2024. Agreement was reached during a special discussion held between the Sri Lanka Volleyball Federation and the National Olympic Committee at the Olympic House recently. In addition, decision to provide maximum support for the promotion of volleyball, the national sport of the country, was also reached during the discussion. That was sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka and the Colombo Stock Exchange have announced the introduction of a delivery versus payment DVP system for stock market transactions. The go live is scheduled for 26th of July 2021, subject to a final round of testing and industry-wide mock runs. Objective of introducing a DVP system for stock market in Sri Lanka is to minimize the asset commitment risk of sellers. That is business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Individuals engaged in agriculture and related activities have been given further recognition by the Commercial Bank of Ceylon with the announcement of a concessionary rate of interest on pawning exclusive to the recently launched Agri Gold Loan Scheme. The bank has announced it's now offering the lowest gold pawning rate in the country, just 7.5% per annum, applicable to those in the sector who pawn jewelry to raise cash invest in the agricultural livelihoods. That is economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Met Department says a few showers will occur in the western, central, Sabaragamu and northwestern provinces and the Galle and Matha districts. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere. Wind speed will be 30-40 kilometers per hour in the western slope to central hills, northern, north central and northwestern provinces and the Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. That is the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Back to the headlines of the news. Sri Lanka United Kingdom enhanced bilateral relations. Electoral Commission says application will be forwarded for voter registration before the 15th of next month. Minister of Health says 1,420 more persons were tested positive for coronavirus today. Limited train and bus services will be operated after travel restriction is lifted on Monday. The government say COVID vaccination program has been carried out successfully in the country. In world news, Japan gets ready to lift the state of emergency. That in the news, and back to Saturday Night House. Mario Vijayavardhana eagerly waiting to keep you entertained. Yes, this Saturday night till 10 p.m. playing your favorite songs for you. Okay, Mario, microphone is all yours.